Hello guys, what's up? This is Mortaza from a Coder Journey. In this episode, I have decided to talk a little bit about reactive programming and Angular and how RxJS can be used in Angular. What are some of the use cases in Angular where we can leverage RxJS? In the previous videos, we talked about reactive programming. If you haven't watched the previous videos, please make sure you do. Whatever we want to cover in this video is based upon the ideas that we have already talked about in the previous videos. For example, reactive systems or reactive programming, right? I told you that reactive systems are resilient, they are elastic, they can adapt to change, they are more often than not working with a data stream, an asynchronous data stream, right? And it's a paradigm, it's an approach to developing software applications, right? Based on reactive systems that are responsive to change. Something happens, your system reacts, your system responds. And we kind of talked about, the different concepts of reactive programming and RxJS. We talked about, subscribers, subscriptions, observables, observers, and so on. And in this episode, I want to talk about the relevance of reactive programming and RxJS in Angular. So what are some of the use cases or scenarios in Angular development where reactive programming can be used? Now, Angular is a comprehensive front-end framework. You can use Angular to build robust front-end applications. Angular has embraced reactive programming principles throughout its integration with RxJS or reactive extensions for JavaScript. So with RxJS, Angular is helping us develop reactive front-end applications. Applications that can respond, applications that are resilient, are elastic, and so on. RxJS provides the building blocks for handling asynchronous operations in Angular. What are some of the asynchronous operations in Angular? Working with an HTTP endpoint, right? And it makes it easier to manage complex data flows and handle events. Remember, reactive programming and RxJS, more often than not, it is about an asynchronous data stream. So you are not working with one single piece of data, you are working with a data stream, right? So that data stream can contain only one element, it can contain multiple elements, but the fact is that these elements are emitted over time, right? So you are working with a data stream, an asynchronous data stream, right? So you can handle events and complex data flows using RxJS in Angular. What are some of the scenarios in Angular where RxJS can be used? First and foremost, HTTP requests. As a front-end web application, you are probably need to connect to a backend server to read some data or to post some data back to the server, right? So you need to work with a backend server. In Angular, we have a module, right? HTTP client. HTTP client returns observables. And this allows for efficient handling of asynchronous HTTP requests. HTTP requests are asynchronous. In the past, we used to work with, for example, promises, right? Or with callbacks. I will probably make dedicated series about those as well. But with reactive programming and RxJS, working with asynchronous data streams and HTTP client and observables are becoming, a piece of cake. So this allows for efficient handling of asynchronous HTTP requests. Next, forms. In Angular, we have two types of forms, right? We have template-driven forms, we have reactive forms. I'm not going to go into details on those. We will have a dedicated, playlist for Angular. But reactive forms in Angular use observables in order to manage form state changes and user input. So whenever you want to develop reactive forms in Angular, you are working with reactive programming and observables. Last but not least, event handling. The user will interact with your application. There will be user interactions like clicking a button. All of these interactions can be modeled as observables, and this provides a consistent and powerful way to handle events throughout your application. So this is very important. Event handling. These are the three most common scenarios in Angular where RxJS and reactive programming can be used. HTTP requests, I told you, more often than not, you need to connect to a backend server to read some data or to post some data back to the server. Reactive forms, every application needs forms because you want to collect user input, you want to get some data from the user. Event handling, Angular events, and user interactions like clicking a button, like selecting an option from a drop-down list. These can be handled throughout your application with RxJS and reactive programming. Thank you so much, guys, for watching this video till the very end. In this video, we talked about reactive programming and Angular. If you haven't watched the previous videos, please make sure you do. If you haven't watched my series on NGRX and Angular, please make sure you watch that series as well. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, A Coder Journey. You don't want to miss out on my upcoming uploads. If you have anything to say, if you want me to create videos on any specific topic, just leave a comment in the comment section. I will gladly get into a discussion with you guys. Give this video a like, and till the next episode, stay awesome, keep coding, and bye-bye.